What is going on, fam? Upstateblake here. Hope you're having a great day. Terribly late start today, but is what it is. This is the highlight of my whole winter. Can't bring my spirits down. We are off to GoldenChild at Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. Ow! We have been looking forward to this trip all winter, guys. It did not disappoint. We got a ton of stuff to bring you today. I am so stoked for this video. Drove up there on Tuesday, stayed through Sunday. We decided to come up early and get to experience a little bit more of Pittsburgh prior to the actual GoldenChild drag races on Saturday. We're going to be separating this week into two separate videos. First up, we finally got to take the Riot power steering and flashed out on some incredible trails. First time trail riding out of New York State, which is pretty wild. Get to experience some true NA two-stroke triple horsepower, my buddy's unbelievable collection he's got up there, as well as what I'm just beyond proud to bring you guys and didn't know in the moment. Found out I was the very first East Coast consumer to try out the new 858 Catalyst, so we got a little bit of a review for you today. Let's get into it. Fresh out of the truck on the drive up, and here we are. As much as I hate to interrupt the sweet symphony of a 998 motor getting into boost with words, I'll do my best to space this out for you guys. You love the riding content, and so do I. With the winter we've all been having, guys, this is definitely one for the record books, not in a good way, so I figured we could use a little pick-me-up and look at some unbelievable trails. Did not have enough space in the trailer to bring all four sleds. Being my pop's first time up here, he was coming up in a couple of days. I really wanted him to experience it fully and have a good time, so we decided to bring his Riot and leave the boost at home, in case you were wondering.
This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Good buddy Joe Wu and I doing loop after loop and loving every second of it. Wish we could have stayed out here all night. By far the fastest 50 miles I have ever done, at least. I have zero regrets for leaving the boost at home. This was such a treat to be able to finally experience this Riot with the power steering and some extra go-go juice with the flash on some amazing trails fully. I've ridden this Riot before, but not with the new NS1 gauge. Look at that thing, teched out, looks amazing, works amazing. Sled was literally built for these trails. Thursday, another beautiful blue sky morning, waking up in the single digits, and then after about 10 o'clock, it's already in the 30s. Crazy temperature swings, but we're almost to the weekend here, which is the main event, so. Living out of a suitcase at a hotel ain't good for work productivity. Who would have thought? So my good buddy Dennis P., who stays and lives up here, he's been letting me come over to his place and work during the day. Me and the Pops work together. He was finally on his way up to meet us, but anyways, oh yeah, most incredible triple collection ever. We decided to take a little lunch break. Let's let them speak for themselves here.
Is this not the sound of sweet symphony destruction? Absolute savage. He's going to grab his Pantera 1000 right now too.
right, ready to head back down? That one's just normal. Turn the key for ignition. God damn it, now I need one. It's a 1000 Hooper.
Just a huge thank you, shout out to Mr. Dennis for letting us rip all his triples and everyone at the Back Lake Blacklist Racing Team. Again, they do have a Facebook page going on, so definitely go check that out. Not just triples, guys. They got big turbo race sleds, the whole nine. Something cool to look at. On to the biggest surprise of the week, and we're not even at the weekend yet. Again, said I'm going to separate this into 2 videos this week and then the drag races on the weekend next. We did get to ride the 858, and I found out after the fact that I was the first East Coast consumer to try the 858. Not even a lot of ArcticCat employees have been able to get on this thing yet, so just a huge honor and a privilege, and thank you to all my really good friends over at ArcticCat for allowing me to throw my leg over this thing and try the hottest commodity sled out there right now. I want you guys to truly experience this thing, so starting off, going to give you a couple minutes of riding content on it with no talking. Let you guys see it for yourself. Once we rip this thing, you'll see we ride it over to our rental house, put the wig on. From there on, I'll give you guys, per your comments, my review and opinion of this thing. But spoiler alert, I love it. So let's get into it. 858.
I see a number I like on there. What is going on today? We are in for a day, bud. What a surprise this is. Oh, I am so excited right now. Look at that hot rod too. This is Catalyst Mayhem right now. We thought it was a triple threat. There's another one. It's just Catalyst Chaos.
Blake, how excited are you to ride this?
We're 858, baby. Hashtag all weekend with the F, the fitty. I don't even know where we're at. Big drag sleds. But I think I was 12 years old. We went racing at Cranberry Lake, and
From the first trail riding clip at the beginning of this video on the Riot to today, yeah, you can definitely tell that conditions have deteriorated. 40 degrees out, riding around on slop, as well as this thing is not even out of braking yet. When I put my leg over it, I think it had like 1.9 or 2 something miles on it. Just insane. Very first thing I was impressed with, take a look at this. Conditions the way they are, this thing still has snap, guys. It is so snappy. The throttle response is always right there. The thumb feel is just incredible. Do not have the slightest clue of what the guy was doing on the trail here, but we'll get back into some more review once the sled's at the dealership.
yeah, but in a good way.
Where'd you end up?
Huh?
Where'd you end up?
We just kept going down trails, and we left with what? It had 2 miles on it. Now it's got 9.1.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, I love it. Not even out of braking yet. Just needs some studs.
Yeah.
I'll call it a day. This thing's. My knees don't hit. I mean, I'm almost 6'4". Yeah. Like, my knees don't hit. I love the riding position. The gauge is freaking incredible.
Yeah. Do you know the area at all? What's that? Do you know the area at all?
I do.
Not really.
I think I'm getting sick again a little bit here, so I'll try not to sound like a stuffy idiot. But touching back on the seating position, just within my Facebook group alone, kind of seems like people are split right down the middle. They either love the look of it and love everything about it, or they feel like it looks uncomfortable. I'm taking into account here that 1, I was not riding in bibs and just jeans, and 2, I didn't have, 100 miles or all day on this thing, just under 10 miles, but even in the short amount of time, very impressed with it. The 2 biggest things I took from it were 1, the amount of space between my knees and the panels. Look at some of these pictures. Bunch of different riding positions, knees never hit once. That was a huge point for me. And the other thing was how upright I feel, and I really do like that. I'm not knocking any other modern sled on the market right now, but I do feel a little bit that on some of the other sleds, you kind of sit over it, more rider forward versus upright. And I feel like, being a bigger guy, especially on my back, I really do like that more up and down seating position. I felt like it was pretty comfortable. Brought up the performance earlier, but needless to say, this thing is a snappy, ditch-banging little snot monster. Oh, it just feels so good. It's always right there. We were ripping around on soup all day, and touching on my earlier comment about the studs, you guys know I'm a Woody's boy through and through, and I've always used studs. It's just, you know, for the riding we do, and I like traction. Man, oh man, once we get some Woody's ultimate traction underneath this thing, it's going to rip wheelies to the moon. Ski-Doo, watch out. You might have some competition with the new Wheelie King. Not blowing smoke at you guys right now, and this is no joke, this might honestly be one of the easiest turning sleds I've ever rode. Power steering aside, you know, I'm not talking about just turning the key on it while it's not moving and pushing the handlebars back and forth with one finger here, which that is amazing in its own right. But when you're rolling, I love the way that the handlebars turn. You know, it doesn't go into your gut or anything. It is just so easy to turn this thing. And it's not darty. You know, with the trails being as mushy as they were, sometimes they tend to push through that and not hold the line. But this thing is pretty much just rip and grip, point and shoot. Love, love, love the handling feel of it. Last up is the new G8 display. Personally, I have loved the 7S display on my Boost these past 2 years. I've way preferred it to the Ski-Doo gauge cluster. Feel free to crucify me in the comments if you feel differently. That's just my opinion. It's crazy to say this. This new G8 display takes the cake. The screen itself responds to the touch of your finger really well. The Garmin name speaks for themselves with the GPS. You can make it 3D. You can make it flat. It looks great. I love the way that the tack looks, gives you that race style feel, and the green is just so cool to look at. The tack itself is instantaneous with the rev counter, which I really like. And if you're a tech guy like me, all you got to do is hit that My Apps page, and you're just brought to pages and pages of cool stuff you can do. Guys, they have an app to find your dog. Who is going to need to find your dog on the trail? But ArcticCat's like, nope, find your dog, god darn it. I knew that this A58 was going to be cool, but it definitely exceeded my expectations. I don't think this is the last you've seen of this sled on the channel because, shoot, I think I need one now. Just want to give a huge thank you to ArcticCat again for making this happen and all my friends over there. It's a big deal when you're told you're the first consumer on the East Coast to throw your leg over this thing. That's crazy. Next video, guys, we're finally doing some drag racing and seeing some bad sleds go. As always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one.